your own page, and it's going to be so much more nicer. We're going to have a chat on our website where people will be able to chat with us. They'll be able
there we go.
Even the bumper music from Metatron Power and Light. Will be able to listen to it on the website. So, I mean, it's going to be some major changes. So I can't wait. Now, Brian, what do you have in the latest reports of UFOs? And hopefully it isn't orbs or lights flashing in Las Vegas.
All right. No, I don't have any lights flashing in Las Vegas this week. But I did want to say New Fork did update their site. But he says on a page that he's still missing, over 600 sightings. And he put up, 300 or something? 350 sightings. So, I mean, you're talking over 1,000 sightings between the middle of December and the end of January. So, that is a busy month.
No, it sounds like it, yeah. Well, let's hear about some of them.
All right. We're going to start off in Ontario. All right. This happened on the 31st, and this is about a flying disc. It says, at first glance, I thought it was a plane. It was very close and approximately the size of a large jet. He said it was disc-shaped and what appeared to be 3 large panel windows on it. He said the bright lights inside that flashed on and off a couple times. And he said a light beam could be visible horizontal to the object. He said the object then glided further away and then closer again. He said he watched it for about an hour and a half, and then he called his friend to be a witness. Now, he says it made 0 sound. Now, he also says he took a video of this, but Peter said they haven't put any videos up yet. So that'll be an interesting one to see for sure.
It sounds like it.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Now, this one here happened in Honolulu, and it was posted on the 31st, and it happened on the 28th of January. It says, me and my friend were working on my van in my mom's driveway. He said helicopters had been flying low, buzzing her house, actually shaking the windows, and he said it was getting pretty annoying. So he pulled out his cell phone and started to take a video of this. And like I said about the videos, he said they would go for approximately 30 seconds to a few minutes. And then he says, I saw this helicopter and heard it flying directly all over my head, traveling towards the north. Then he pulled out his phone. He figured he'd take a little video. It was hard to get, he said, to get it in frame. He said when he did, he noticed the helicopter changed shapes. It was now almost invisible, an invisible white circle with a dot in the middle of it. He said, I could see in my screen on my phone as well as his naked eye. And then he says, I saw it blinked back, and then it blinked. I guess it kept blinking out and in, out of existence. He said a couple of times, and then it stayed in he said it turned into like a smoky, invisible circle, and he said it disappeared. Now, that's very odd. Never heard anything like that. I've heard of helicopters changing shapes for sure, but I've never heard of them, at the end changing into a smoky cloud.
Yeah, I never have either. That's strange.
For sure. Next one here is from Davis, California, and it happened on the 28th. He says he saw 2 bright star-like objects near Orion's belt. He said, in my backyard around 7:30, I looked up towards Orion's belt and saw 2 lights. He said he thought they were stars that he had noticed before. I was thinking about getting my phone to identify the stars when they disappeared. Now, I saved this one because this has happened to me several times, and I've heard it happen to several other people that email me, that talk to me in person. They've all said this. They think about going to get their phone, or they think about pulling their phone out, and whatever they're looking at just disappears right there. I mean, you guys have heard of that before, haven't you?
Not me, but how about you, James?
Yeah, I have heard a few instances where that happened, And even with spirits, same way. They're there and you take a picture, but they don't show up or they disappear. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right. This next one here is from Canada as well. It's from Alberta. Now, he says he was walking his dog around 8 p.m. He said when he noticed he saw a very strong light floating over the Rockies. When a set of various lights near it appeared to be flying over on a straight line eastwards just above the Banff Park area coming towards Cochrane. They didn't seem to stop, and they were perfectly spaced equally apart, as if they were marked in a certain spot in the sky. He said they disappear one by one on a flight path, and then also, he said, two lights would pop up, I guess, towards the end and start to blink, but then these two lights also disappeared. Now, I bring up that sighting to talk about this one right here because I have maybe a small theory about this. Now, this next one here is from Deeming, Washington. And it says, it's a triangle. He says, my son and I had just pulled into our driveway at 6:30. I set off the truck and stepped out. My son was staring at the sky, which was pretty clear. I looked straight up into the sky. It was full of stars at the time. He said, and he saw a large isolated triangle, and it was moving across the sky horizontally. And he said it was moving fairly quick with what looked like stars evenly spaced behind it, like he was towing them. They were all in a straight line, and as it looked like the line of lights were almost horizon to horizon. He said he counted about 50 of them, and he said there were some that were in sets of twos, like it was almost like a tail rudder. He said the direction of the travel was from southwest to northeast, and it lasted for 10 minutes. And I guess at that time he got his mother outside to look, but if I were him, I would have grabbed my camera. But that one, I'm curious about that because how many times have I read over the last couple months a couple times that these stars these orbs evenly spaced apart, and then all of a sudden this guy's got a triangle in front. Maybe other ones you can't see the triangles. You know what I mean? It just seems odd that this one has a triangle in front of it, and it's the same exact thing as all the other ones.
Maybe from the
apart.
Maybe from the angle or something.
Maybe because it just like the other ones. It seems from the other ones I've read over the past couple of weeks, it seems like they're the same thing. It seems like they're being towed. I mean, how many times have I mentioned orbs in a straight line, and it's not just because it's the only thing there. It's just that's what everyone's posting about is these orbs in straight lines. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. I'd like to see this here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, sir. All right, and this next one here is an egg-shaped object. It's from Arkansas. He said, and this was happened on the 26th. It says bright red and orange shaped craft flying about 500 feet. And he said there were 6 of them in a row, no sound whatsoever, and they weren't blinking. He said 20. He said it was 20 below outside. He said it was very odd. They took off in a high rate of speed after moving very slowly. About 2 minutes later, there were 2 more. And he said the other 2 did the same exact thing after that. So, all right. Now, my last one here is a teardrop-shaped UFO, which I always find fascinating. This happened on the 28th. He says he's from Green River, Utah. He said he was on I-70 at about 5:30 in the morning. He said he saw a teardrop-shaped object in the sky. He said it appeared seamlessly out of nowhere at the top of my vision, at the top of my windshield, causing me to lower and turn my head to see it. It appeared to have red and orange lights outlining the object. Although I should state that I am slightly colorblind, the objects were very large, but it was difficult to tell how high it was in the sky because he said it was very dark. The object quickly appeared. He said he got a good look at it, and it stayed stationary for a brief moment, and then it zipped across the sky to his left. And he said the same lights remained. The object then shot upwards and produced a bright light, I guess, and disappeared. And that's pretty crazy there. Teardrop shape.
It is.
Was yeah, no. And you know what's odd about that one is because I got an email about a teardrop-shaped UFO, but the lights on it were, I guess, lavender. He said lavender and green. So it's pretty odd.
Well, but if he's colorblind,
same time.
If he's colorblind, that lavender could be any color. Because I'm colorblind, and I'll tell you, a lot of colors run into other colors, so I have no idea. By the way, Barb out on chat says, hi, Ryan.
Oh, hello.
So that's going to be cool. You know, one thing, too, when we get this new website going, it'll have its, chat available on it and all that stuff. So you can, log into it at that point, and, everybody can, you'll be asking you questions when you come on. And then when James, for questions for James, and maybe even me a question or two. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be.
Yeah, I can tell you this. Nobody can figure out how to get on the speaker chat. I get so many people are frustrated. They say, I can't log on. It'd be really nice if it worked like it's supposed to. They still haven't responded to me. I asked them, I said, how come I'm having trouble? James is having trouble. And all these listeners just give up on it because they say it won't take it. They put in their passwords, which they, put in and sign up for, and it just won't take it. It's crazy. Have you ever used the chat feature?
I was just going to say that just happened to me. I had the same problem that they had. I put in my info and it wouldn't let me do anything.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah, especially after so many times.
Well, you know what? We got some great guests coming on. All the way up to the end of March. I mean, I have it crammed with a lot of people talking about UFOs. So it's going to be really interesting. And you know who's coming back on too in the end of the month is Terry Lovelace.
Oh, there we go. That should be pretty exciting and interesting. I'd like to hear what else he has to say. He's like I said, his account fascinates me so much. There's just so much to it. I mean, you guys could talk for 3 hours and that still wouldn't be enough.
Well, I want to know what more happened, when they were interrogating them, the two guys from the military that, gave him sodium pentothal and kind of like threatened him with, prison if he didn't, hey, you don't have to tell us anything, but you could end up in prison. That's always nice, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, really. I know that when he was under, I know that he could still hear him talking in the background. So I know that they were, I know that they said it wasn't their first time seeing it too. So that right there always just, I don't know, that actually makes me mad when I hear that part, that it's not their first time seeing that, because, how many other people have they done this to? And, we've only heard it out of one, you know?
Well, again, we had a great guest on the other night, but, we talked everything about, from UFOs to abductions and stuff like that. Of course, I think she kind of leaned a little bit more that these aliens are here to help mankind. I don't buy that. I just don't think they're here. I think they're more like here for a reason. But anyway, Ryan.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're down to where we have to do the news. Actually, not the news, but a break for the stations. Ryan, I want to thank you so much for coming on, and you'll be on next Thursday, right?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, my friend. Well, you have a great weekend that's coming up.
All right, you guys too. It was great talking with you. Okay,
you take care, my friend.
Hey, you guys too. Bye-bye.
Bye. So anyway, I just got a funny feeling that, our reports with people coming back and saying, well, these aliens are here to serve man in a nice way. I just don't buy it. What do you think, James?
No, I don't buy it either. And a lot of people, they're saying that they want us to spread the message of love why they're abducting us. Also, that's contradictive, in my opinion.